Hello YouTube, welcome to our first video in my YouTube channel Anonymous. We're going through some hack the box machines. We're gonna start of course with the very beginning, which is going to be a starting point machine, which is going to be Meow. So stick around and enjoy the video. For us to start the machine, we need to go to connect to HTTP, go to starting point and download the starting point OpenVPN. Just choose whatever the closest VPN access you have to you, which mine is US. You have Europe or US, and click download, and you go to the download folder, open terminal, and you're going to use sudo to use OpenVPN tool to connect to the OpenVPN is gonna connect to the starting point. So to this, put of course the password of the machine that you are on, and now I know that's my picture is blocking this, but there is an IP address here appeared. That means we are indeed connected to the VPN. To make 100% sure, we wait maybe for a minute or something. We are going to refresh the page to make sure that we are connected. Yes, we are connected indeed, and now we can spawn our Meow machine. That's gonna be our target. So we're gonna hide that. Maybe launch new instance, and this is going to be our hacking instance, let's say. And we just wait for the Meow machine to respawn and get our IP address phone. So now we have our IP address that took maybe 2 minutes. Click on it, we copy it, and then we're gonna use nmap, which is our friend. It's going to be our friend for our whole cybersecurity journey. So we always do sudo nmap, and nmap is a tool to look for any services that are running on ports running on any machine, which is going to be represented by the IP address. So there are about 65,536 ports that can be running on one machine. So nmap just makes our life easier. Search the most famous 1,000 ports being used and search across them to find any service that is running. Could be HTTP service. That means there is a website running on port 80 because HTTP by default runs on port 80. So nmap, S is small, C is capital. This flag or this option is gonna run the automatic scripts. So we're not gonna specify any particular script. That's going to be kind of advanced for us for the first machine, so we're not gonna do that. This one is for the version. So S is small again and V is capital. This is to display the version of any service that is running on any port that we discovered that is on. T4, this is for the scanning speed of nmap. So there are 6 levels from 0 to 5. 0 is the slowest and 5 is the fastest. However, the slower you go, the more silence and stealth that you become, and that's gonna be useful in red teaming scenarios. So that means no one is gonna discover you, or like you're gonna be very tricky for someone to discover you. We're using T0, but however it's gonna take a lot of time. Using T5, you're gonna be so loud, every tool on earth will be able to discover you. However, you're gonna be so fast. And small v is for verbosity. That means we're gonna be able to read more. You're just gonna be just more output text for us to read. So, and also of course we put the IP target as our final option, and then we enter, put the password of the machine that you're using, and then we wait. Instantaneously we get one port open, which is 23 TCP, and we wait for the machine to, or just for Nmap to finish its scanning. But it's a good sign. We got one port open, 23. Ah, here we are, we finished. So Nmap finished the scan, and we will discover that port 23 again is open, and the surface is Telnet, and the version of the target machine is Linux. Interesting. Telnet, it's very old service. It started in the early 1970s. It is a way for remote users to connect to devices just remotely across the internet, and there are no security features on Telnet at all. So that means the communication between the remote user and the connection machine, the communication just runs in plain text, no encryption, nothing. Nothing secure is happening on Telnet. When you think about Telnet, think about your old grandma talking to another old grandma in a balcony, just broadcasting their entire communication to the neighborhood just for them to listen. That's what Telnet is. It just, there's no security whatsoever. Everyone can drop on and listen to what is happening on Telnet. So that's just a huge vulnerability just by using Telnet. If you want something secure other than Telnet as an alternative, you can use SSH running on port 22 by default. But this is just for another video. So, we discovered Telnet. How can we connect to Telnet? To connect to Telnet, just use a tool called Telnet. Easy enough. And of course we put our IP address, which should be pasted here. And go. Trying to connect to Telnet. So while I was connected to Telnet, I actually lost the machine, so I just needed to reset machine and got a new IP address. Hopefully the IP address is running good. We do ping, paste the IP address. Okay, that's running good. So now it's the same machine, exact the same machine, just different IP address. Telnet, then paste the IP address, and it is connected to the machine. Now we're just gonna wait to start to actually connect fully to the Meow machine. And now Meow is asking us for a login. We can try Meow as a login username. Password, maybe nothing, because we are gonna assume there is something wrong with the credentials, maybe like misconfiguration of some kind. So that was not right. We can use admin. We try admin. Oops. Okay. We cannot go backspace for some reason. We go admin. No password. Try to see. Wrong again. How about root? Because root is the default username or root username for Linux machines. We're gonna try that. Alright, here we go. We are successfully connected to Meow as root, which is very bad misconfiguration. First things first, we discovered of like a bad vulnerability on the machine that it uses Telnet. So communication is in plain text, no encryption. Second thing we discovered is that misconfiguration happened here. So it uses the login credential and your username of root with no password whatsoever. Now we're successfully connected to Meow. We're gonna see what kind of information we can gather from this machine. So ls to list the files and folders and the directory that we're in. And look, we got flag. And flag is what we need to solve the machine. So when it comes to reading a text file in any Linux machine, we use cat command line, which just to show the entire content of a text file. So cat and the name of the file, of course, plus the extension. Here it is. So copy paste it and we put it here, but of course I already done that, and we'll solve the machine like this. So that was easy enough, and thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure that you stayed for that far. Thank you for watching. I was Anonymous with you. See you in the next video. See ya.